So I'm gonna change the oil on my, what do you call it? Wigo, Toyota Wigo. So I'm gonna change the oil there. This is what you need: a 14 millimeter socket. I prefer using the socket because I have better control than if I use the wrench. So 14 millimeter, and I have this just in case I need it. But if I did it right last time, I should be able to open up the or remove the oil filter by hand if I did it right. If I over tighten it, then I'll use this to remove. This is only to remove, not to install. So I have this as a backup, and then I have this. So focus on that part number. Make sure you got the right part number. And here's the oil filter. And I'm using the 5W30. I think it's 4 quarts for the Wigo. And then also you need a box, so if you go underneath the car, which I'm going to do, I'm going to use this as my back support to keep myself from being making contact with the concrete. This concrete is hard here, as you guys can see. Anyways, I got the car on the ramp, and right there I got my safety chocks that are on the ramp. It's pretty easy with the ramp. You just have to control, and I'll be underneath that. Alright, so let's start. Alright, so I took off the key from the car, and what I do is I tie it around the oil so I won't accidentally start the car without the oil. So it's very important. When I start looking for a key, I'm actually looking at the oil, and if my oil is still here and it's not empty, that means I haven't put any oil. So this is my safety check. Alright, let's start, guys. I'm gonna put my gloves on first. Oh shoot, it ripped. What the hell? I'll just use one. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna remove the drain pan bolt and let it drain. Oh, I forgot to bring my oil pan. Pan is on this side. This is the driver's side. This is the passenger side. Go to the passenger side. The drain pan's right here. Okay, the drain pan's right here. So I'm gonna show you guys. So right here. Let's see. That's the drain pan right here. Ooh, it's warm. So, how can you tell if this is the drain pan? It's near the belt. See right here? It has to be near the belt. And that's the drain. So this is number 14, guys. Number 14. guys, where's my wrench? Huh. There, number 14. So on this one, I'm gonna open this one a little bit so it will drain faster inside the container. And what it does is brings in more air. Alright, so you can see it's open. I mean, there's not a lot of oil where it's gonna spill, so this brings in more air so it won't overflow. Alright guys, here's going to left. So when you're looking at this is going lefty-loosey. Lefty-loosey. There we go. Oh, nice. Alright. Boom. Okay, good. It's not overflowing. So the belt is on this side, the dipstick is on this side, and the drain plugs is on this side. Make sure you don't open up the transmission side. So there's the oil filter. Let me try to open it. By hand. Oh, it's loose. Beautiful. I did it right. I could do it by hand. It's kind of warm though. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Doing this kind of stuff in the Philippines, man, it's hard because you get all sweaty. Beautiful. There's the filter. Alright, so let's focus on the drain plug. So this is a 14 millimeter. So while we're waiting for the oil to all drain out, which is going to take a while, what I do is I check the belt, the alternator belt. I check the inside to see if there's any cracking. So inspect that, and if you see any sign of cracking, then go ahead and replace the belt. But right now the belt looks normal. I don't see any cracking. Right now this is a 30,000 kilometer Toyota Wigo. So alright, so that's what you do. Just check while you're draining the oil. Go ahead and do a visual inspection of your engine. Just kind of look to see if anything is abnormal. So I check the belt, look around to see if there's any oil leak from the front or from the belt side all the way at the end, which is the transmission side. It's so hot in here. My brake fluid here is just above. Yeah, hold on. Somewhere maximum. Okay, but I still have brake fluid here. Let me see. Oh yeah, I still have brake fluid. Okay. It looks good. That means my brake pad is still good. Because if the brake fluid is lower, there is time for me to check my brake pads. Alright, so I visually inspected everything, checked the battery corrosion if there's any. So far it looks good. So now I just focus on my oil change. But you see, it doesn't hurt if you inspect. Okay, it's no longer dripping, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Alright, let's find the bolt. So what I do first is wipe down the bolt. And then right here at the drain, go ahead and wipe that up. Yeah, you want to clean that. And then go ahead and put in the bolt. Hand tighten it. Okay. Then wipe it down. So now we're gonna tighten it. So it's gonna be righty-tighty, guys. Righty-tighty. So as you can see, I'm holding the wrench or the ratchet like so. If I put it right here, I'll have too much leverage. So I'm gonna put it right here. So I'm gonna righty-tighty, going to the right, clockwise. I'm just gonna put even pressure until it stops moving. You don't have to really tighten this one. There's not a lot of pressure in here because this is the sump. This is like a bucket. So hand tighten it. Okay, that's good right there, right there. That's good. Then wipe it down. There's some parts here where the oil drip. You need to wash that down so you don't confuse that oil drip as an oil leak. Alright. Now let's okay, so I have to make sure to remind myself I already tightened the bolt. It's good to go. Now next is to wipe down the oil filter flange. I can go a little faster if I wasn't recording, but I'm recording. So I'm going to wipe down I got to make sure you can see it. So I'm going to wipe that down. Wipe down where the oil filter goes. Make sure it's clean. There's no rubber, no gasket, nothing. Make sure it's clean, because you don't want any leaks. Alright, it looks clean. Now for the oil filter. I'm going to show you something, guys. So this is the old oil filter. You notice there's a gasket in here. Let me see if I can get it. See, you can see there's a gasket here. That's what you want. Sometimes this oil filter gasket gets left behind in there. And if it gets left behind, and if you install the new filter, you're going to have two gaskets, and then a leak. The oil will leak. Alright, so let's put a little bit of lubricant here. I know it looks dirty, but this is in my garage in the back. And there's a lot of dust in there, and dog hairs and all that stuff. Whew, it's freaking hot. Gotta make sure my fingers are clean. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so I got my gasket all lubed up. Look, I'm not gonna pour oil here. because the way this thing is set up on the engine, it's sideways. So if I put oil here, I'm just gonna waste all the oil. So I'm just gonna do it this way. I'm gonna hand tighten it. This is only for removal, guys. If you can't remove it, use this tool, but don't use this to install. So I'm gonna use my hand to tighten it. You don't want to over tighten it, just enough. What is enough? Well, once you get your oil in here, and then check to see if there's oil leaks. And there's oil leak, just tighten it a little bit more. And then you make a memory commitment, or record in your memory how much tightness you need to make sure this doesn't leak. Alright, so the oil filter is there. Now I'm going to do a nice turn clockwise. Make sure it's nice and tight. Not too tight, just nice and tight. Just a snug. So I'm turning right now. Now I gotta put a lot of pressure or a lot of strength into it to turn it. That means I reach basically the tightness that I need. But I'll do a visual inspection to make sure it doesn't leak. Alright, let's do a check. The bolt is in, it's tight. They got the oil filters in, it's tight. So now it's time for me to add the oil. Alright, got the funnel. I gotta make sure it's clean. Oh doggone it, it's dirty. Shoot. Let me rinse it off with water and stuff. Alright, so I rinsed the funnel and I wiped it really good. So it looks pretty clean right now. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so the manufacturer suggests that it's 3 quarts. 1, 2, 3. Actually 2.9 quarts, including replacement of the filter. So 1, 2, 3. We got 3 right here. 2.9. I'm just gonna go ahead and put 3. It won't hurt the engine. Going a little bit over, it won't hurt the engine. Right there. Alright, so this is my last quart. So this is my 3rd quart. So when you're pouring the quart container like this, make sure this is clean, okay? Because you don't want any dirt coming in there. Alright, as you guys can see, this car is pretty leveled. Even with the ramp, even though it's on a ramp, it's pretty level because the street is sloping down to my left. So since it's pretty level, I'm gonna check the oil. I'm gonna do my preliminary check. So let's check the oil first. So wipe it, right? Wipe it. Look at that. Pretty good, huh? So it's above the top dot. It's about it looks like a quarter, or less than a quarter of a quart. And that's going to go to the filter, so it's going to even out. Once I start the engine, it's going to be right here. It'll be at the dot. So there's oil in here. So I verified there's oil. That's one check. I verified that the oil filter is installed. And I verified the oil cover is installed. Okay, and then I verify that the oil plug underneath is on and tight. So let's do a check before we start the engine. We check the oil with the oil dipstick. We have enough oil, and we check this oil filter, and then we check the oil cover is back on, and we also check that the bolt is back on. So now it is safe for me to start the car. So where's the key? Oh, so what I'm looking for here is any signal here, a light that indicates oil. Let me turn on the engine. Let me turn on the ignition. Key on, engine off. See, there's the oil right there. There's the oil right there. Oil signal. If I start this car right now, that symbol right there, that oil symbol should disappear. So I'm gonna focus the camera. That's what I'm looking at right there. That should disappear. If that doesn't disappear, that means I don't have any oil pressure, or I don't have oil. So that's my last check. Here I go. I'm gonna start it. The oil signal, or the oil symbol, I mean, the oil symbol is gone. So it's normal. There's no problem. So next, what I'm gonna do is check for oil leak. Okay, I'm checking the oil filter. There's no leak. And I'm gonna check underneath for leaks. So that's the bolt that I removed to drain. Look at the oil. There's no oil leak. There's no oil leak. There's no oil leak. Everything looks good. Oh yeah. Man, this Wigo engine shakes a lot. Even when it was brand new, it would shake like this. It's like normal for this kind of car. It's a good commuter car. Okay, shut it off. Oh, I don't want to leave the keys there. I'm gonna rinse off all the oil. This oil was the result of opening the oil filter, or removing the oil filter in there. So I'm just gonna rinse it off. But if you have extra brake fluid, use a brake fluid. But I don't have brake fluid right now. I'll just rinse it off. And then I kind of rinse off the oil filter. Alright, and then maybe the oil cover. That's about it. Should be good. Alright, man. Alright, let me check the oil one more time. I'm going to check the level. Make sure you wipe it. Right there. See? It's right there at the dot. Let me make sure you guys see it. It's right there. Right at the dot. Golden honey. Alright. So the next time I'll change the oil on this vehicle will be next year. This car is used for local driving 99% or 98% of the time. So it doesn't get a lot of miles like in the US. So next year I'll change the oil again. But I'm gonna make videos so you guys see the progress of oil changing, and then you can pick up tricks and technique.